Hello, good evening, welcome back to the channel, me Dragonborn McQueen, and welcome to more of the Art Deco project, the part with no name, whatever you want to call it really. And here we are, just in the backstage area. Realised that there was no place for my vehicles to get out of, so I've added a little gate there, and obviously there's the entrance for the staff. This bit needs a bit of attention. This bit needs a bit of attention, but there has been some work. This still needs some work, but it is a food stand. Yeah, we have drinks and food now. So what we've got here is Chief Beef and Viva La Vegan. I don't know which one's which. I think that's Viva La Vegan there. Yeah, oh, that's Chief Beef. That's vegan. Okay. We have a toilet block. Very nice toilet block. With a little bit of park jokes in there. I just noticed something. Painted decal. We need you to just go behind there. There. Perfect. So I was sticking through the That's really annoying because the decals weren't actually sticking through when they were. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's better. But you may have noticed something in the background. Yes, I've redeemed myself. I have kept the station. It's now a fully themed up station. We just need to add a bit more, but looking really arrow. And you may or may not notice the little coaster behind that goes to 207 foot. Yeah, it's a bit of a change, and I've just realised I haven't posted on Discord. Give me a second, we'll post on Discord, then we will go on this wonderful coaster that I spent ages. After last night's stream, I watched an entire documentary about aerodynamics, and yeah, watched an entire, as I say, an entire YouTube thing about documentary about aerodynamics, and just sort of got a general feel for what an aero coaster should be, and this is what I came up with. Although I do have an idea relating to part of it. Yeah, pretty good stats, although the G-forces are a bit high, but I'm like, at this point I'm not worrying. It does go over 6 Gs at one point. There were coasters at that time doing that kind of G-forces in Japan, so yeah, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, let's go. I've got to add a few bits like CCTV and things, and I have a really good idea for a certain element for what I can put underneath it to make it feel a bit more like it would. I've got some ideas about viewing platforms and etc, etc. So I'll have to implement those. But it is a good little coaster. No onboard audio because that is true at the time. But I spent a little while getting used to this and working at it, looking at on-ride POVs and that, and just getting the feel. Hopefully this does Arrow justice, their entire history justice. So yeah, I did a lot of work on that, and like after watching the documentary, I was like, okay, it does go higher than their ever tallest one. It was something, it's in America, something XL, I can't remember, Maverick XL or something, I can't remember, or 2XL. It was the biggest. Sorry, Dave's fussing next to me. The biggest coaster ever made. This is like 207 foot. But I was like, my lift hill was tiny, and the fact that it dominates the skyline now, I really like that. And then when it gets going, it maintains that speed. The only thing is the corkscrew's too high up for my liking, so I'm thinking about putting a feature underneath to make it look like it should be there, and that's probably what I'm going to build tonight. It's going to be concrete and water, so it's not going to be that exciting, but it is going to do the job. Look at it, thundering. I mean, the thing with Arrow was they used cookie cutter elements that they used on their coasters, so they wouldn't have actually built a sort of custom layout, but this kind of leans into a custom layout, but also keeps some of their classic signature moments. And that's only a good photo, apparently, getting a photo in that corkscrew. Well, to be honest with you, you'd want the classic corkscrew. If I went on a corkscrew coaster and it didn't take a picture of me on the corkscrew, I'd be pissed. So, you know, I was like, stuff you, I'm putting the camera on the corkscrew. I don't care if I'm not here to sell loads of photos, I'm here to, I just noticed a hole in the fence there. But yeah. And then it's got the, what I must have done when building the fence, but I've got to build a fence on the other side, but I think when I put other stuff in, yeah, are we just there? Thank you. So now it's got all like dirt around the footers. Need to have plenty of other stuff, but let's get on to theming on the other side. Do I bring out the radio? That's the big question. Yeah, let's bring out the radio. I should use this very 80s. Well, no, it's like a it's even older than 80s, and it's like 60s. Radio. Change track. We will go playlists, please. Right, so what we want to do, concrete, rough concrete. I'm not going to be able to listen to the music for a moment. I've got to work out the size of it. Big, basically, a big feature. And I'm going to have to line it up. I kind of want it to have like an infinity pool type effect, so in fact in my first ever park I tried to create something similar, but ho hum. Good ideas never get old. And of course we didn't have half the things we have now in Planet Coaster 2. Listened to lots of 80s rock music today. Big hair stuff. There's no path to anything in this. Stop having a meltdown, game. We're almost ready to open, I know, but I still got to do a bit more detailing and stuff. Planet Coaster, please open your park. Me, no. No thanks. I mean, it does get to a point where you think I should just open the park, but we've got details and stuff. I'm going to have to have it walk under there as well. So I'm just thinking where pedestrian areas could be. Could we bring it? Yeah, we could bring it. We can make it slender, more slender. You can make it more slender, man. I'm thinking about putting loads of music-related Easter eggs in this. I'm probably going to do that. This is such a simple structure. So far. For it to fully work. Oh, interference on the headset. Thanks for that. For it to fully work, though, I think I'm going. Sorry. So I stopped talking because the microphone was getting interference, so it would be cutting out a lot. Old Bluetooth technology, eh? So we're going to be adding footers in, but more importantly, so I know the level for the footers, we need water. Might have some fountains as well. We're going to use the big water blocks. Ow. Whatever interfered with my headset then just really hurt. 500? Possibly too big, but then I can scale it down. It's going to take ages to do this, but I kind of want it at the top, but it's not quite working like that. I can have a top in a minute. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh. Why are we going off like that? Surely it's just stuck like that. Okay. Kind of easy way of doing it, I know, but so far it's an easy way of doing it, but we've got to go back the other way because we kind of missed it. I want it to look a bit more. And then we need it on the other side, so we have loads of emitters pushing that memory up, that complexity meter. Right. What I should be left with is just the emitters. So I'm just thinking the best way to do this now. And that's probably it. You can't really tell. And then we need to add the coaster support pieces in. But I want to shut you up for a second. Let's see how that looks now. It's probably more impressive off-ride than it is on-ride, but there you go. You don't really see all the cascading water, and you see yourself going towards it, but well do. This is exactly what I wanted to do. And it looks like a structure built in the 80s. It's very simple but clean. Yeah, I don't know. So it needs something to... Oh, look at that. Classic shot. Apart from the fact that there's a radio floating in the air next to it, but apart from that... Classic corkscrew shot. By adding stuff around it, it'll make it more interesting, I think. I was thinking about having a viewing platform up here so you could look directly onto the classic bit, but I don't know. We need to add coaster bits now. Coaster pieces, which would be a large footer and some supports. That would be helpful, really. Large footer extension. Well, not quite an extension, but what style of support is it? Let's have a look. Nope. That one? Yeah. Except it's not blue, it's orange, but... Is that directly correct? Yeah, I think so. I think that is correct. I think that footer's a little too big. I mean, they can be bigger, but especially when placed in water, they tend to be bigger, but not that much bigger. Not to that size. Let's try 60%. Yeah, it looks about right. Exciting work to be done on this coaster. Exciting work. I was just thinking, when placed in rivers, they tend to be larger, and you know, like the supports on the arrow around the water turnaround section, well, the water curve on Loch Ness. But then I was thinking, they tend to be high up to stop, like to deal with flooding and stuff, whereas you're not really going to have that issue in a man-made fountain. You don't hear people say on a regular basis when it's the raining season, oh, the fountain has broken its banks again. You know, it's not really something that happens, is it? Let's be honest. Okay. Are we actually in the concrete? Good, we are. Yes, the water's floating. We won't go into that. Or I can make the water not float. I can douse it in loads of water. It's a shame that this water here doesn't give a like reflection. You've got the shadow, but you don't get a like reflection. That'd look really nice with a reflecting the corkscrew element in it. Does proper water give reflections? I'm curious now. General. Yeah, it does. You've got a nice reflection there. Sorry, simple things, simple minds, you know. Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily have a like if it's a man-made fountain like that, it wouldn't have like a rough top like a waterfall has. It'd be a cleaner deluge of water. Let's give it another go. It looks quite good with the footers in there as well. It's more believable, isn't it? Where the nose of the Arrow coaster was there, when it's really low, I've got Dave sat in front of the TV, the cat, and so there's this cat shape. Now she's sat up. Dave, can you move, please? Ah, she has come over to see me. That's good. At least I said her name. I don't know what I was expecting really. That's exactly what I wanted to build. And build it I have. So would I... I'm trying to think how I would... Yeah. How I would partition it off. You know, like... You could have this whole... What'd be really nice here is to have a fountain that you go around, but there we go. And that was another idea. So you've got the water section of the ride, water in inverted commas, and then you've got this section over here. I quite like the fact that it comes over the track twice, or over the road, sorry, path. And yeah, I started building this so you could come out here. Nothing to stop you from going right up to there unless I landscape it all. Possibly put a ride in here. Possibly, maybe not. I know what sort of ride you would stick down here. It would have to be a small one. A drop tower would have a small footprint, but also be dwarfed by this 207-foot lift hill, which I have speeded up. It's actually on 6 miles per hour, which is probably faster than the older Arrow lift hills would go. But yeah, now the station's got skylines in it and everything. It's all coming together. I have to have benches and things like that along here. And this is going to be greenery in here, bushes and such like. I'll finish this up anyway. I was doing that and I was like, oh, let's go back to the coaster. Quite like what I've done with the roof here at the toilet block as well. Looks kind of nice. I was thinking about putting little bits of graffiti around with Easter egg shout outs and that as well. But yeah, bit of basic graphics there for the cat crept in and crept out again. If you know the full saying, I've omitted a word, but Cheroplane. We need a better name than Cheroplane. What though? I don't know. I'm just curious as to what it would look like. Do we want some music on it? We kind of want some music on it, right? Do. Magic Roundabout, you know. It's the kind of music we want on here. This reminds me of another roller coaster game that I used to play many years ago. That had, like, the Cheroplanes was quite exciting compared to all the other rides in the park. It's got this weird slanted view. Of course, I'm talking PlayStation 2 game. I think it's out on PS5. I think I own it. It's a really bad roller coaster game. I think I bought it because it was cheap, like next to nothing, just for the fun of it. I think I have streamed it once. If anyone wants to see it again, it's one of those. I can't remember what it's called now, but yeah. I think I have it on PS5. I definitely had it on PS4. I think I streamed it once. It's coaster making which is the reason you play these games really. Character making abilities are lackluster and its look is a bit basic, but it's funny. I could build a park in an evening on there, possibly, because everything's prefab. Yeah, this is interesting. Bird's eye view there from the tree. What sort of music do we want? And if anyone can think of a name better than Cherryplane, I'd love to hear from you. Either now while I'm live streaming or if you're watching it in the future. Where am I? Music. Attach scenery, anti-stare, correctrical sequence, flat spin. Oh, there we go. Music right at the bottom. No. That's too... I mean, it's a really lovely tune, don't get me wrong. Just far too... We need to go down here. I like that, but it doesn't really say Cherryplanes to me. They're both very similar, aren't they? Full English breakfast, so I quite like them. Yeah, this. I mean, I have been on Cherryplanes, it's been playing dance music before. It's kind of a juxtaposition. Fairground, you know. That's kind of appropriate, but that is traditionally horses merry-go-round. Why can't I just have a straight horse carousel? In this game, merry-go-round, carousel, same thing. Magic roundabout. Yeah, something like this. I do like this tune. Classic. Not quite Cherryplanes, is it? Let's be honest. Neither is that. These are all dance tracks. Yeah, this. These are pirates, unfortunately. This is a really good track, I think. Yeah, it's a good track. Not appropriate for what I'm looking for. This almost sounds like Pirates, but it's not. It's Magical Town from... Oh, Smiling Oma did a brilliant Christmas vid last year. Funk. This just sounds like 40 Towers to me. Start of it anyway. Need a black and white filter for this. That. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. I also have loads of film references in this, I don't know. Okay, very good. Very clever Frontier. It's the Planet Coaster theme tune, but where is the actual Planet Coaster music? Is it not? Everyone should know this. If you play this game, of course. See, these are really nice, but... Okay, I can't find the track. The only one is the Planet Carnival. It may have to be Planet Carnival for now. It's probably going to have to be Planet Carnival. Which... Did I put Planet Carnival in here? Probably not. No. Planet Euphoria, that's the one, isn't it? I'm not saying that's my favourite track, but it's worth favouriting. So that means, out of the question, no, we cannot have a thing, a carousel. Couldn't even think of its name for a second there. Should we work on a tiny little corner like this? I need to do more with this. I feel it needs more, but I mean that feels very Milton Keynes to me. If you know, you know. I won't bore you to death by doing the perimeter around this side. I may just add the fountain section. Like if I had a fountain in here that goes around, that might be a little bit more interesting. Be interesting from my point of view to create. It'll be interesting from your point of view to watch. Do we put a triple fountain in? Like a... Yeah, let's put a lake in and put a really nice fountain in that it can fly around. With a few trees around the edge, like bald cypress trees or something like that. I kind of like the idea of putting some gravel at the bottom of my soil debris. No, compact dirt. You don't want compact dirt. You want mud. Yeah, you want mud. I mean, the mud texture in this looks wet anyway. I suppose mud would... Technically, mud is wet. That's why they chose. But, sorry Frontier, where's all my dead grass? That's what I really want. Because I wouldn't have mud, compact dirt and soil debris. And all the other ones you've given me. I mean, yes, you can create brilliant temperate climate parks, but until you give me nettles, I can't really create a theme park. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the design of this park, because it's kind of, it's very colourful, and I'm actually enjoying doing the realism aspect. I've never sort of really pushed for it. I mean, I have hints of it in other games, but I've really got to think about things, and that's probably a bit more interesting for me creatively, and therefore, by extension, a bit more interesting for you to watch for me trying to figure it all out. Although sometimes it fries my brain completely, and I forget how to stream, as we saw last night. I mean, doing the Arrow Coaster, I should have done a bit of research, really, in hindsight. But, you know, I kind of know Arrow Coasters, although I thought I did, because I know it's finished testing, because I was thinking of Corkscrew at Alton Towers, but that was actually fabricated by Intamin. I think it was Intamin, who were very naughty, because they got someone sent over from Arrow, learnt all their secrets, and then went back on the partnership. Now they'd be utter uproar. There is no path to maximum force, and guests cannot reach it. Guests cannot reach the park, alright? Just calm yourself, game. Panic, panic, panic stations. There's no paths. We can't do anything. Nobody can come into your park. I know. And technically, we could open. Technically, it is a possibility. 300 maximum. No. I'm going to go 200. Yep. There is no path. There's no path. There's no way for guests to get here. Meltdown. No, calm down, game. Alright, calm down. It's alright. Yeah, that... Let's go between the range of 100 to 200. I think that's fine. This is 186, so it's like high end of it. I said I wanted some bald cypress trees, was it? These ones, black poplar trees. Sorry, I heard the music then, and I was like, where's that coming from? And I thought I thought that something had gone wrong on YouTube. No, that was just the fact that I was getting close to the station. Oh, yeah, they look kind of nice. On the inside of them or the outside? I could put them on the outside and then... Oh, it's going to randomly scale them. Panic. That's fine. 20%. I've never shrunk one down to 20%. Now I'm curious as to what a 20% tree would look like. Hello. Hello, lighter pole. Why did you put hello question mark, question mark, question mark? Yeah, that is the correct greeting used by most human beings across the planet. Hello. Don't worry, you don't need to question it. I'm good, thank you. Just messing about with my arrow design here. What? Okay, is it not? It's alright, I just picked up on it. It's a strange way of opening a conversation, that's all. But don't take offence, it's just the way I am. Good, glad to hear it. I'm doing well apart from the fact that it's work tomorrow, but you know, that's when I could be at home fine-tuning my arrow coaster. Yeah, tell me about it. Garfield was on something. The days we all dread. It's just a human construct. Days and time, really. So on that basis, can I not go to work tomorrow? Why didn't you turn up for work? Oh, well, you thought it was Monday, but it was still Sunday to me. So... so I didn't come into work. What, Planet Coaster 2? Or 1? Either of which is good, you know. I enjoy both. And have had quite a bit of success with some of my Planet Coaster 1 creations being featured on Iron Mattis' channel, who's a friend of mine, but he doesn't do much these days. Doesn't, even though he's had a park of mine for ages. And getting Johnny 5 to pick up the phone, you know, in this day and age is kind of like, or to at least acknowledge my existence. If I become a Patreon and give him money, he might review my thing, but I don't think you should judge people's talent on how much money they give you. I know I know America's a capitalist society, but even so. So I stream myself on my own channel, like most creators do these days, like both in-game creating and content creators. Mind you, Jan BK's been growing. He started on console. He's now got PC. The lucky swine. He's now on PC. Consequently, I can't just drop him a message on PlayStation Network anymore. I might be able to. He may still have the app. So what sort of stuff do you build on Planet Coaster 2? What's your favourite, or what do you enjoy building? I mean, mine varies depending on what sort of day it is and what kind of park project I'm doing. Well, yeah, this is a park, but what do you like building in those parks? What? So, do you have a particular favourite type of coaster? Is what I was asking. Pretty realistic parks. Okay. That's what you like, the realism aspect. That's what I'm attempting to do here. Although, to a degree, obviously you still got to have... not really. So whichever coaster suits the purpose at the time, that's fair enough. I can relate to that. Yeah. Yeah. As I say, I can get on board with what you're putting down. Okay. Let's find a suitable rock to go with our other rock. So they can have rocklets, right, or pebbles. Oh look, it's a cute little pebble. I think I just heard someone screaming. I think it was my son, possibly. Hold on, give me a second, people. Right, I'm back. Yeah, it was my son screaming. He's playing Fortnite. He's 16, by the way, you know, don't worry. It's not like... But yeah, screaming over Fortnite, I was like, okay. Okay. Oh. Get the ranges correct. And then we'll put some algae in there on the pond. Although the algae would mostly be at the edge. I like a good water feature. Water, there we go. Large jet, water sprinkler, splash, yeah, splash is alright. Waterfall top, yeah, that's waterfall stuff, isn't it? So where's our water jets? Water jet large. Remember the large water jet in Planet Coaster is like really large. If that makes any sense. Yeah, small, let's go small. I don't know if that's equal distance apart, but There's one way to test something. What we'll do is we'll group them that way. So we will just do that and not grab the one in the middle. That's, I mean, okay. It'll take some time to build this up, but will give me a nice fountain once it's done. And then we can whack it. Ooh. Maybe the easiest grab lots of them and do it that way, but it's a bit late now. Like multiple jets. Well, that went twice there. Thank you, I didn't want to do that. There we go, success. But for now, that's just a floating fountain. Right, there's an easy way to do this now. We have our fountain. All in one go. Just add a large footer underneath. So it's got a concrete base to go on. I was just thinking, is that still flat? Yes is the answer. There we go, 135. I just want the little nozzles sticking out because that's what you would get. Oh, it's random. You're right, it does. It does have a camera with no photo booth linked to it, game. And whatever are we going to do? That is a disaster. The world, the park will cease to exist without it. It will stop functioning in any meaningful way. I know it won't actually, because I've not opened the park and no one's in it, so chill your beans, don't worry about it. I might just turn notifications off. Building a park. Ah. Good job. I'm surprised they haven't introduced the paperclip yet. It looks like you're building a park. Would you like some help with that? No, thank you, I'm quite alright. Let's see what that fountain looks like, and then I don't know, more fountains, more plants, more design. We've got loads of things to do. I got scared. I'm sorry for getting you scared, lighter pole. Yeah, don't worry. You get used to hearing random noises when you have two teenage boys living in the same house. Anyway, let's see what this fountain looks like. I like the late afternoon shadows. This is the coaster. I was sort of watching it. We're coming down the first drop and things, and it racing away from the actual coaster. In the moments you got a glimpse of the train ahead of the train. Lighting, we could add lighting. I mean, I do have lighting. What is the actual in-game time? Oh, it's only 10 to 3. We're getting these nice shadows and stuff. You might have to try and sort of hide this. I say hide. You know, the way theme parks would hide something, disguise it a bit more. But all this is going to have to be sectioned off. We don't want people wandering in there, and we don't want them going near the coaster. You know, perfectly fine to wander under there. Could you put a flat ride in there though? That's the thing. I bet there aren't any that would fit. And the only ones that would fit would be a kiddie coaster, and you couldn't put a kiddie coaster in there. Oh, hang on. Yeah. I stand corrected. Surfing. I was going to say that's very 80s, but not really. It was still popular in the 80s. Well, it's still popular today, probably, but in certain parts of the world, definitely. But not as popular as it was, sorry, in the, say, 60s and 70s and 80s, when people used to actually go outside a lot. Until the media told us it was safe, it wasn't safe to open our front doors. Okay, that no, that won't work. A Dodgems, flying over a Dodgems. I mean, you could. Doesn't mean we're going to, but you could. What's this frenzy through? Oh, this is the more extreme version of that surfboard ride. It just spins around and spins you out. It's kind of almost carnival, isn't it, really? Would you put a station over it though, like box it in, or at least put a top over it? Although I think it rises up, so well, it must rise up, because otherwise when it gets going your feet would drag along the ground, so it must rise up and then start spinning. That support, would it disappear if I place that? Yeah, it would have to. It's got to rise up. It's got to rise up. No? Ah. I would have thought that would have... The feet clearance is quite high, I suppose, isn't it? Kind of says fairground, doesn't it? And they just fly out. Kind of feels very yesteryear fairground ride. Nice. We'll build a photo kiosk. Keep your wool on. Seriously. Put it over here. Can actually put it next to the ride. Put it next to where the ride camera is. Build like booth down here next to the fountain and everything. And so you walk out here next to the fountain and you collect your photos. That's not very sociable though, is it? You would want your photo booth to be somewhere like here. Have a little photo kiosk. Just at the exit, by the exit. Guessing we want the name of the coaster there. Maximum Force would be there. Like all this as well, I was planning for lighting perhaps on the exit path. Let me in. Yeah, it's I think, was he a mascot as well? I can't remember. Entertainer. Not, well, mascot, yeah, entertainer. Yeah. You could literally have Max Stormcloud. Do you know what they remind me of? Centurions, which was an 80's cartoon. And they just shout power extreme a lot. And they would have things, they would run around in suits with all holes in. And when they request things, those things would stick to their suits and allow them to do amazing things. Like fly, like this. For example. So perhaps we should have the tagline of Power Extreme, just as an inside comment, joke, reference, Easter egg, however you want to say it, really. Yeah, this cloth, like top station, I wanted. Let me find it. Silver screen pack. Here we go. I'm looking for something in particular and having a job to find it. There we go. A silver screen sessions cart. I wanted that fabric from the top, and I thought if I could get that and blow it up big enough, I could put that on the top. The problem is, A, you can't blow it up big enough to actually cover the track and everything, and B, well, it would have kind of worked if it had got big enough. But yeah, the main issue being the actual concession stand being stuck to it, which is a shame. Because a canopy like that, with that arched effect, was over the block sectional brake run into the station of Corkscrew at Ormond Towers. So I was like, Ah, I like that. That's a nice feature. So hence why I had that. That's as close as I could get, really. Got a little power box. I'm going to need some kind of emergency stop. I'm guessing the emergency stops, yeah, they're here, really, aren't they? On the control panel, but there would there be one? There might be others on other parts of the station. Of course, we can add now, at long last, we can add. Oh, I think I'm in the right content pack. I am indeed. Crew male fiddle. I'm really disappointed he's not playing an instrument. Yeah, they're a bit too big, so. %, 86%. Yeah, about 87% seems about right, which is helpful. Because then you can create your ride attendance. Just to give it that. I want some light actually coming in on him. Alright, it doesn't. Because I don't know whether that skin colour is correct. Let me. I need natural light to be able to tell if it's changed it. Oh, that's one way to tell. What is that? 7C5B4. Okay. That's fine, that is one. That is a style they gave him. Down to 87% actually. I don't know what colour to have the ride attendants on here. What colour? You know, what colour clothing? It's kind of red and blue, isn't it? One job where you get to wear denim to work. So that must be his shirt colour, yeah. So it's not a skin colour. Mate, I think your shoes are... Is that the shoe colour? And that's the hair colour. But just part of his hair. You can't change his whole hair, you can only change part of his hair. Alright, I won't change his hair. Take the hint. We can take the hint. Are there any other types of animatronics? Hey, he'd be a good ride attendant. It's such a shame they haven't put that back in the actual tune. From the, that's what you want. They should have given us it in the pack. I'm pretty sure it's Frontier designed and created. There's always one overachiever, isn't there? That dresses up too, that overdresses for work. That's this guy. He's overdressed for his assignment. You're just going to be checking the restraints. Okay. Why is the trousers and the tie the same colour? In what world does that make sense, Frontier? I bet he's taller as well. I haven't adjusted his height, have I? To 87. We're never going to be able to get rid of the stick up the backside, but what can you do, eh? Where's stunt man, stunt woman, stunt businesswoman, stunt woman, business idol? Yeah, there she is. There we go, miles away from them there. What's the sec? Yeah, I think putting the photo booth by the exit is a good idea. I need little tufts of grass and bushes, tiny bushes growing along the edge as well, and up and around the footers to add that little bit more. And I'm possibly thinking about putting a generator in there or a transformer. I do like this when you're going over the lift here, you see the second train going by. That was a nice shot as well. Well done, Planet. Whoever designed this coaster did well, didn't they? I'm being sarcastic, I'm not blowing smoke up my own trumpet, don't worry. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. It does what it should do as a narrow looping coaster. It has a loop and a double corkscrew. Some nice turnaround sections. This is slightly higher budget than a lot of parks would have, but there we go. I wanted to create a tatty seaside town type feel, but now I've just blown that whole idea out of the water by putting a massive, like, millions of dollars worth of coaster in, or millions of pounds. It amounts to the same thing pretty much when you're talking coaster numbers. Such beautiful crossovers there. Some really nice double train shots, like interaction. You don't see it so much when you're on the coaster, but oh, that's such a good shot. Well done, Frontier. Right, another quick 5-minute break, and then we'll get back to doing more, perhaps on the other side. We've got a few things done this evening. Perhaps I'll concentrate on finishing the Art Deco styling eatery place. This needs lights up the lift hill, which is a tedious and boring job. And I think it needs some cameras at the top, CCTV cameras. But anyway, won't be long. Just going to have a quick break and stretch my legs, grab a coffee. Right, I'm back. Sorry it took me so long. I was trying to persuade the last of the cats to come in. Alvin, she was having none of it. And then all my work was for naught because my stepdaughter came down and just let them all out. And I'm trying to keep them in because our road's really busy. Anyway, enough of my troubles. We've got a coaster to design. Or work on. But I think what we'll do instead is work on this so you can see more of the the building. Thank you. More of the pack. Think about putting, I've got ideas already for. Yeah, what do you do that for? I'm guessing it's randoming. Yeah, it is. It's randoming. Random scale. Which I don't want. And we want it on building. I want to stick to the same scale, thank you. Exactly the same scale. Yeah, on this like blackboard I want to put prices and signs and things. We'll just go into the silver screen pack because that's what I'm using the most of at the moment for this Art Deco styling. What's that? Fountain Centre Mid. Yeah. I'm curious as to what an Art Deco fountain looks like. I don't know whether they've actually designed one on here. Silver screen centerpiece. That's kind of nice, isn't it? But you've not given me a fountain in there, so I don't know how those fountain pieces would work. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Oh, it's not a fountain. It isn't, it isn't. Hang on. That's a fountain. But it's not using the fountain pieces per se, is it? So should put some music on the subject. While we create the rest of this. I could put this around the top, but I don't know whether I want to. Does that make any sense? I'm not actually editing building. Yeah, I don't think I want to, really. I don't think. Hang on, that's not the correct corner. That's, yeah. There isn't one that goes around that. Oh, no, wait a minute. Hang on. Oh, glass block rounded. Interesting. And that fits the wall type. However, it looks awful just... Oh, no, it doesn't. No, ignore me. Or perhaps they're designed to be like that. Going round. Sticking out. I don't know, I don't think so. Because even so... That doesn't look right. No, it still goes into the corner. Why wouldn't they make it so it angles on that style corner? I mean, that'd work. Not that I want to put this on, but I say this would work. No, it's still, it looked like it'd work, but no, it's still got the same problem on the Art Deco pieces. So there's nothing that seems to fit. Oh no, this is a square corner, that's why. That'd be the reason why it's not working. Because I haven't put the Art Deco rounded corners on. But even so, I don't think I want that. Perhaps it could. Would it add a bit more? Is it going to hit that? It's hitting that. That's more cinema type. Art Deco plaster wall trim. Could add a wall trim just underneath to give it a bit more to the design. I mean, that's a neon light all the way around, so when it becomes night time, that should all, it should have a lit up strip around the entire thing. Yeah, we need to bring it across a fraction. Music from the station. Look, we're listening to nice incidental Planet Coaster music. I don't want that blaring out, thank you. Have you noticed something? Because I have. There's a slight gap. Although it's practically imperceivable, you can hardly see it, I will know it's there. And it will annoy me until I rectify it. Yeah, when it all lights up, it should look really nice. I must admit, if you haven't got the silver screen pack, it is worth it. Even though they did use lots of the assets from the first game. Studios was possibly one of the better packs from Planet Coaster. I have heard some people say that the pieces aren't detailed enough to be in Planet Coaster 2. You know, that really doesn't bother me. If you're good enough at creating, you can blend it in anyway. It's not a problem. Not a problem as far as I'm concerned. What are these things? Art Deco wall trim. Oh yeah, you used to see these on a lot of Art Deco buildings, this sort of thing. Very Metropolis. Wall trim corner cap. Wall trim corner. You can create some really good stuff. I mean, with all these pieces, the modular design, everything's brilliant. That's a wall light, but you would need I think you'd need something to hold it from being a wall light. Does that make sense? I tell you, I've just thought of something now. If I can find the piece I'm thinking of. I'm going the wrong way. No, I'm not. That's... what I was looking for. Wait for night time because everything, yeah, lights up. Like so. I need to add more at the base here as well. Do I add a tile base? I don't think I want it blue and white. That's brown. I don't really want brown. Pink? No. I wanted to grab. Don't know whether that's the right colour or not. Yeah, that's better. I'm just wondering if it kind of looks weird with that metal pole going into the tiles. I think it does. So I think... I think a 2 meter will be too big. Actually, 2 meter will be too big, but it won't be in a minute. Because we can resize everything. Which is the beauty of Planet Coaster 2 over Planet Coaster 1. So 80%, is it small enough? 70%? No, I do not want to grab that. Right, fantastic, thank you. Don't grab that. Alright, I'll beat your own game. Sometimes when I'm doing detailing, I break it up into sections, like different buildings and stuff. Now that isn't quite right, is it? That's... to do it again, isn't it? Probably have to put the 1 meter one in there. What scale though? '71. Right, whack that on the end. I don't like it. After all that, it doesn't, no, I don't like it. Sorry, it's trial and error, mostly error, but So we could put a stepped wall piece on the bottom to make it very small. Put a darker blue on there. Like the darker part of an ocean. See, that's not too bad. Stepping into there. I've got a feeling I'm upping piece count for the sake of upping piece count. Yeah. I could have done it with that. %. Let's have a look, is that lined up? The answer is it is now. Hopefully you can still see what I'm doing. I know it's night time in game, but there is enough lighting around. I can just hear that music from that station blaring out again. It's interfering with my calm, creating. I'm going to create a back of house area as well for these restaurants out the back here. With some bins. I mean, that's the essential thing, the biffa bins, the recycling red bins. Probably want a door on the back then, don't I? Should think about some sort of door. Central door? Or a door for each side? Go door each side, shall we? Just need it to be a generic door, really. that too big or... George, come here. I need your help. Right, George Lucas. Okay. I've woke the beast. The notification beast has awoken to tell me. Because there's no guest spawners. There will be eventually. Perhaps a car park with a few coaches in or something. Sorry, there's a slight gap there. Seems I'm going to have to do a bit of overlapping just to get it in there. Yeah, that would do. Because otherwise if we, yeah, it'd stick out. There we go, that's looking nice. That is just on the edge there. It's alright then. Not an oversized chief beef sign, hooray! Then we need a Viva La Vegan sign for the other side, and that would be way down here at the bottom somewhere, possibly. So I don't ever use these, but perhaps I should have them out here somewhere to tell guests. Sandwich boards. So trip over them and realise that those shops are there. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go back into here. If you think I'm typing out wheat tortilla bean burrito, you've got another thing coming. Corn tortilla burrito. I've got to type all that out. Well, wish me luck. I've got to remember it for a start. Then we've got to find writing that looks, yep, kind of spring white. You're saying we need some %, I guess. Going to have a look at something, probably going to take up the entire blackboard. Pop, yeah. Copy that over. I'll look at the price, $10.25. Nope. So I'm trying to get it to where's the dollar sign? There. That instantly puts it across the pond, doesn't it? This will be a pain to this menu. There we go. scrambled tofu breakfast burrito. Right, so we need to try and get scrambled tofu all in one. Scrambler and scramble. We haven't got scrambled. Tofu. I don't think we're going to have room to put breakfast burrito, but no, we haven't. This is what it comes out as. Breakfast burret. I'll have a breakfast burret, please. One letter off. But not a complete disaster, because we can be very clever here. And it's not 10:25 either. Pretty sure it's less than that. 8:85. That's better. And I'm trying to grab. Thank you. No, grab the. Stop grabbing the blackboard and grab the bloody text, you stupid thing. This is where doing the text separate would be probably a sensible idea. Like so. Yeah, I need to move that across. So, if we grab scrambled breakfast, bring that across to line it up. No, okay, that's too much. Worth bearing in mind. Well, hey, we got there. All this for a menu. I'm glad that hamburgers are slightly, and cheeseburgers are slightly easy to deal with. Corn tortilla. Now we've got corn tortilla bean burrito, I think. Alright. Can I just grab... I need to grab it all. That's what I need to do. And it's not grabbing the... Just grab that, please. It's not that hard for you to grab it. Yeah, obviously it is very hard for it to grab it, but... Like... Come on, Cobra engine, work. Got it. No, won't grab the last one. Why are you grabbing that? That's nothing to do with what I'm currently working in. Yeah, thank you. There should be 6. You should be grabbing 6 there. You're not. I can't even see what you are grabbing. I'll see if I can grab that. Yeah. That. Oh, bean burritos is part of the same bit of text. There we go. That's easier to do it. I'm just concerned because when I come to grab it all to put it on the menu and position it there, is it going to be a problem? Corn tortilla bean burrito. So oh, so that pretty much works. Corn tortilla bean burrito. What price was it? $9.70. That 9 looks a bit weird, but no, grab. That's it. Spot on. want that handwritten look. Okay, it looks thicker. I think we go longer so it's thinner, and then we just adjust accordingly. It's so inconceivable. I deleted 2 there. No, not inconceivable, imperceivable. You can't really see the differences I was making there, but I was changing tiny amounts. Right, let's stick menu on the menu, and menu will be quite helpful to put on the other menu, won't it? If that makes any sense on the other blackboard. Is that 8 you've grabbed there? Yep. That's 6, 7, 8. You've not grabbed the 885. It needs to grab 9. The 885 has not been highlighted. Why? Are you not? It hates that particular set of text. Was the writing in different, like, no, it's not. That's right, I thought the writing was in different builds, but no, it wasn't. Right, here we go again. Plain burger, extra cheese, ketchup, always. Yeah, putting lettuce and tomatoes on a plain burger does not make it a plain burger. Cheeseburger. Actually, I put extra cheese on a plain burger. Yeah, ketchup. You want ketchup on a burger. It's criminal if you don't. Gluten-free burger. What does that have? The options aren't great, are they? Let's be honest. Where's the chief beef special burger and such like? Put a line through it. No burgers today for you. No, that's wrong. I want to see the price anyway. $8.80. I might have to do everything sort of separate on here. I might have to put the words plain burger, make them a bit larger. Because it seems to have written it very small for some reason. Yeah, alright. Yeah, well done. Fewer guests rides than they did yesterday or something. $8.80 is not the correct price. We need to check the price. $10.95. Okay, $10.95 it is. These are bargain prices as well. I suppose we are in theme park territory, so things are going to be a little bit more expensive. Gluten free. Will I get burger in, or will it not fit? No, it won't fit. Which is exactly what I thought it might do. So we take a different approach. Gluten-free burger is not $10.95, it's $9.40. So I pressed the R2 to confirm it, and then I was waiting for it to change on the screen. It didn't. I was like, okay, why has that not worked? It's a shame that I can't take... Where is it? I can't take the chief beef character and make him look like he's made out of chalk. Because that would be good. But as it stands, we can't do that. I would like to make these menus look a bit more entertaining. We're in a theme burger. Burgers on the brain now. Theme park. Or fairground, amusement park. What do you want to call it? So... just imagine that's drawn in chalk. Because the employees got far too much time on their hands. That's a burrito. And that'll be good to put on our blackboard. And then we'll put the Viva La Vegan. If I can find it. I was to say Viva La Vegan hasn't really got a mascot. Not in sign form anyway.
Viva!
Viva Las Vegas. Viva La Vegan. chief beef would be blue, but I don't think that would look that good in blue. Is there any other colours they use? No, blue it is then. Not dark blue, a kind of... yeah. Argentinian blue or blue, or more like his uniform blue. Yeah, the traditional blue. Sapphire's kind of a match. I was going to say now we're ready for opening. No, we're not. We're nowhere near. And this building isn't finished at all. I don't know what to add. Let's call it. Let's put something across there. Perhaps I should. Just give me a second. Sorry, kids had left the hallway light on and it was distracting. Probably want to put air ducts across the top, like, not air ducts, but yeah, aircon. Although that's really dull and tedious work. Trust me. I did it earlier this evening. What's that? Aquatic window domed, yeah. It's a nice one. The classic skyline. You see them in some buildings. To let in light on some buildings. I mean, we could use this kind of lettering. I just don't know what to put because I think food's a bit dull. I don't really call it food. Pit stop. Snacks. See, this is the stuff you want to use really. These letters are much better. Snacks, you could call it snack shop, tuck shop, pit stop. I don't know. Trying to think. Cannot think of a name idea for it. You can't call it a restaurant because it's not. Eatery, no, it's a bit too posh. Grab and go. Looks like I called this refreshments. So I'm pretty sure I put drinks on it. Drinks. Drinks is fine though. Food isn't. Why? Why is that? Oi, food. Do you want some food? It's a bit too rude, isn't it? Rude food. Ah. Me being silly. I've come up with an idea, although I need a lot of room for it. Perhaps I need to do better than drinks, really. No, I've come up with this actually mildly good idea. I wish you could just set like 50% and then everything you pulled out after that was 50%. Does that make any sense to anyone? Like you could say, until I say otherwise, everything from now on is at this percentage. Just be a quality of life improvement that would make the game so much better. And it would work for both console and PC. Because I have to go in and manually adjust every single letter. And if you're doing something complex that requires, you know, lots of scaling, you're going to be there forever and a day just doing this. And it does get a little tedious. However, the result is worth the pain even now. No. No. Grab that. Thank you. They're set to night only, but could have them on all the time. Like constant. If you've guessed what I'm putting, what it's going to be called, then you're which means I could call the other one Thirst Quencher rather than Drinks. I also call it Refreshments. What did I do? Did I just type it? Nope, it is made out of letters. Just gonna center that so it looks a little better. And I'm going to center the whole thing. No, I wasn't meant to do that. I think that works very well. Probably need to do more around this. This is looking a bit bland. If we're honest. Although what you could put round it, I don't know. I was going to copy that and then make it slightly larger and thought, oh, that would be a clever idea. But then you're going to have these bits copied over, which I don't want. That's more of a, that's like an internal door. It's a really nice door. Very Art Deco. Single fountain inlay Art Deco door. Oh yeah, it is actually a door. It's really nice as well. That door is huge. And kind of my fault, I made it 120%. Except it looks better being big. And it means I'd have to add more of that in. That wouldn't have been a problem, to be honest with you. I think considering it's probably not even a real door, knowing the way theme parks work, this is like the entrance, exit. We need to add wait times and everything else to our coaster, as well as I say, ride photo, all these ideas that are brewing. But yeah, it's beginning to take shape. The details, some of the details are there. It's just I've got to think of some sort of surround for that, and I'd like to do that so it's done, so it's out the way. Blimey, you've got real control over these brass strips. Looks like a door now. It's up that way. You've got loads of control over them, that's quite good. Everything metallic. What have we got? Cardboard bar 1 and 2. Is there a difference in them? Yeah, size, that is it. And in a game where you can scale, that's colourable though. That's colourable as well, okay. There's no advantage to having one over the other. Or both of them anyway. It really doesn't matter which one you had. That's really low. Yeah, Guess we'd be hitting their head on that. You'd be miffed if you went for something to eat and end up with a whacking great bruise due to an oversized low-hanging sign. I wonder if you can have adverts running. I mean, that is just, I don't want adverts running because that would be too much, but yeah. I've got one filter blade. I swear I had metal selected. Dynamite crate. I mean, it may have metal on it, but it's mostly wood. I suppose they're covering all bases. I wouldn't think dynamite crate. Oh, that's made of metal. I thought the metal category was for what was predominantly metal. Yeah, metal support beam would be really nice. It's aquatic, isn't it? Yeah. Kind of like that, but probably want it to be that colour. Connect speakers, add speakers. I just want to see if this works at all. Bigger place to run the cables through. The support beam. Had no idea. Now I've added that in, something else has sort of clicked and fallen into place. I'm like, that's a good idea. On a few times where I do want to scale up. Yeah, it's a bit nicer. adds a bit more to it. Anyway, I've got to call it a night because it's late and I want to get some sleep before I go to work tomorrow. But thanks for joining me, and we'll continue more work on our wonderful little theme park that's shaping up nicely. Still lots to do in this tiny little area, he says in inverted commas, tiny being the completely wrong adjective. But yeah, we'll return with more Planet Coaster 2 soon, and I will continue this fun little park. But for now, thanks for watching. Enjoy the YouTube things, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Good night.